today I'm going to do a how I clean my hamster cages video. Everyone's been cleaned over the past week apart from the boys Sherlock and Moriarty, so I'm going to do them. And it's also a really simple cage to clean. I can do one for the Hamster Heaven and the Imac Fantasy if anyone wants. They're all pretty much the same though. What I use and what you'll need before you clean your hamster cage is a bowl of hot water with a sponge. Don't use the same sponge that you use for human bowls and things, because yeah, you don't want to do that. I have some Cage Fresh granules, but I've had these for a year and a half and probably about half full because I hardly use these. I don't know if they work, but I don't have the hamster in my room, but if you have the hamster in your room, and particularly if you use shavings, you'll probably want to use something like these just to absorb the smell of the wee. But I use Megazorb as well, and they're not in my room, so I don't really need it. I use my little friend's Bob Martin cage disinfectant. I get mine from Asda, and it's £1.50 I think, or £1.80, even £1.20. I'm not sure. Under £2, but over £1. And it's a lot cheaper than the green stuff that I used to use. So I use that. You'll need bin bags. You probably won't need a whole roll. You should just need one. But I don't normally put them in this, but I'm going to put them in this for today because I can't watch them and make a video at the same time. So you could use a carrier that I've just put some bedding, some Megazorb, some hay, a little bit of food, and I'll put a little bit of their chews in there from the cage. You'll also need a towel. And I also have the food to refill the food bowl after I've cleaned it all out. Oh yeah, and I also have my Hoover ready to suction any dust and remaining stuff out of there once I've tipped it out. So we'll get started. So I've taken the boys out. I just lifted the house out because they were both in there and put it in the carrier. And they are up there. Like I say, I don't normally have them in the carrier. I've normally got them out playing, either in the fort or in a cordoned off area of my room. But I can't watch them and make this video of cleaning the cage at the same time, so they're just in there. So next you need to take everything out except the Megazorb or shavings or whatever bedding you have on the bottom. Now everything is taken out and I've emptied the food bowl and just put it in there for a quick wash. The wheels and all the stuff is down here. I am not going to clean the wheels because I only did it the other day and they're not dirty. They've just got a little bit of bedding in. There's no wee or anything. I'm not going to clean this because it's never got wee in it. It's usually just got bits of Megazorb in. For pairs of hamsters or trios or anything like that, it's best to leave the accessories as dirty as you will allow. Obviously if they're filthy they need cleaning, but like I'm leaving the wheels and stuff not to be cleaned, partly because they're not that dirty and partly because I've got a pair and I don't want them falling out when they get back in the cage and fighting over things. So next I just need to tip this out. Now I've tipped out the Megazorb into the bin bag, and all that is left in here is just dust and debris from that, so I'm just going to hoover that out. I've hoovered all that rubbish out that I didn't want to get mixed in with the spray, disinfectant and stuff. And next you just need to, which I can do with one hand, spray a good amount of the disinfectant over the cage base, and any particularly stained parts you should just spray a little bit more on, and then leave that for about 5 minutes before wiping it off. I've just added a little bit of water and wiped it all down, and now it's ready for tipping out and drying. There are some stains that I can't get off just because they've been there for a long time, and there's ones like this one that's just from the stand of a wheel when I've had a hamster in it before. So I wouldn't worry about stuff like that. It's just unavoidable staining. If you have wee stains in the corners of your cages, you can put a vinegar and water solution on them and leave it to work its magic for maybe an hour, and then if you go back, wipe it off, make sure it's thoroughly wiped down. It should have removed the white wee stains from your cage. So next I'm just going to tip the water out of this and dry it off. So I've wiped all that out and it's nice and dry. And what you now need to do is, if you do use these, put some of your cage fresh granules in, mostly in the pea corners, but a little sprinkle all over the cage won't hurt. I'll put a little bit in just to show you, but I don't use this much anymore because I have Megazorb and it's really absorbent, so I'll put a little bit in for the sake of the video. You just put a nice even layer. Well, it doesn't have to be even, but you can see I've put more in the corners because hamsters usually pee in the corners. And then a little bit of there. It'll all get mixed up anyway when your hamster's digging and stuff. And after that, you just put your, this is my Megazorb, but your shavings or, hello Munchkin. Your shavings or Megazorb or whatever you use. So you just put a nice deep layer of this. I use a food scoop, but it's massive, so it works for this. A nice deep layer, as deep as your cage will allow, because hamsters love digging and tunneling and stuff. So I'll just now I have a nice deep layer of substrate, and I've also mixed in a few handfuls of their dirty bedding, just because it minimises fighting with pairs or groups, and it also helps the hamster feel more at home when you put them back into the newly clean cage. So it's best to mix a couple of handfuls of old bedding in with the new clean bedding. Not loads, but enough so that they feel comfortable. Then you just wash any accessories, food bowls, anything like that, and place them all back in the cage. So that's everything but the house that I've put back in, because they are in the house in the carrier. So I'll put that back in when I'm ready for them. Then you just need to top up the food bowl and put them back in. You might think that there's not tons of toys in here. It's because it's not the biggest of cages, it's a Zoo Zone 1. And I don't want to overcrowd it because they are a pair, and Chinese pairs tend not to work in more cases than not. So I don't want to give them any reason for fighting, so they don't have that many toys. They've just got one toy and a toilet roll. So I'll get them back in there and fill up their food dish. So you should see this before I put them back in. They're both snuggled in the bedding down there, which is so cute. Hello. I don't want to disturb them, but I have to. I also forgot to mention at the start of the video that you need fresh bedding for the houses, but that's, yeah, it doesn't matter. I've filled up the house with fresh bedding, and now I'm ready to put these guys back in. So I'll just do that now. And enjoying their newly cleaned out home, and they'll probably mess it all up in the next half an hour. But I should mention, for pairs or groups, it's probably best to leave the cage until it's smelling, really, because the more you clean it out, the more chance you give them of fighting with the new bedding and stuff. Is that nice, boys? So that is how I clean my cages. I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe if you like my videos, because subscribers are always nice. And request if you have anything else you would like me to show you. Thank you for watching.